If you've ever reached the end of your week and thought, that's all I accomplished this week, or where did all my time go? Then this episode is for you. Hi, my name is Tori, and welcome to the Modern Humanitarian and Development Leader podcast. In this episode, you'll learn why we often feel like we're wasting our time, even when we accomplish a lot, 3 powerful questions to help you get more done in less time, and how to use these questions to increase your productivity even starting today. So, a few months ago, I was coaching a nonprofit leader who was feeling incredibly frustrated. She told me, Tori, I feel like I'm working all the time, but I'm not making progress. Every week feels like I'm just trying to survive. Maybe you felt this way too. You start the week with good intentions, you have important priorities that you want to focus on, then reality happens. Emails, meetings, urgent requests, a team member needing support, a donor asking for something at the last minute, and before you know it, Friday arrives and you're wondering, what happened to my week? As we talked, I gave her a simple question. What did you actually do this week? At first, she struggled to answer. But as we dug deeper, she realized that she had resolved a conflict within her team, finalized a proposal, supported a struggling staff member, led 2 important meetings, reviewed a project budget, responded to a donor concern, and the truth was she had actually accomplished a lot. The problem wasn't that she wasn't productive. The problem was that she was so busy moving from one thing to the next that she wasn't even noticing what she was accomplishing. And I think many leaders fall into the same trap. We spend so much time focused on what hasn't been done that we lose sight of what has. What I've discovered is that productivity isn't just about working harder. It's about asking better questions. The questions we ask determine what our brain looks for. So here are 3 questions that can help you become more productive and feel more productive. So the first question is, how can I make this easy? It seems like a simple question, but I really love this question because it really forces us to become intentional about how we approach our work. Many of us simply start a task without even thinking about the easiest way to complete it. And believe me, it's worth taking that pause. I'll give you an example. The other day, I was creating a LinkedIn post in Canva, and I wanted to design some kind of photo for it. So before I started, I asked myself, how can I make this easy? And immediately I thought of using Canva's AI content creator. I typed in a few sentences, and within seconds, I had a draft that would have taken me 30 minutes or more to create on my own. The task didn't change, but the way I approached it did. So before you start your next task, ask yourself, how can I make this easy? You may be surprised by the ideas your brain comes up with this simple question. The second one is, how can I eliminate, automate, or delegate this? Many leaders assume productivity means doing things faster. But often the most productive thing isn't doing something faster, it's not doing it yourself at all. For example, perhaps you're answering the same question repeatedly. Could you create a template? Could you create a process? Could you create a short video explaining the answer? Or perhaps it's something a team member could learn to do with some coaching and support. One of the biggest shifts I see in leaders is when they stop asking, how can I get all of this done? And start asking, does all of this actually need to be done by me? That single question can free up hours every week. The third question is one that many leaders overlook, and it has to do with how we think about productivity. At the end of your day or of your week, ask yourself, what is the evidence that I was productive today? This question is powerful because our brains naturally focus on what's missing. The unfinished report, the project that isn't complete, the email we forgot to send, the meeting we still need to schedule. We focus on the gap. But when we do that, we overlook the gain. We overlook the progress we've already made. So when you ask yourself for evidence that you were productive, your brain starts looking for it. It's like when someone tells you to look for a red car, and suddenly you see them everywhere. The same thing happens with productivity. Try listing at least 10 pieces of evidence. For example, helped someone solve a problem, made an important decision, moved a project forward, had a difficult conversation, created clarity for your team. The more evidence you look for, the more you'll find, I promise. And here's why this matters. When we believe we're productive, we feel productive. And when we feel productive, we're more likely to take productive action. We're more likely to move forward and not procrastinate. It's a positive cycle. So if you've been feeling unproductive lately, remember these 3 questions. How can I make this easy? How can I eliminate, automate, or delegate this? And what is the evidence that I was productive today? These questions may seem simple, but they change what your brain pays attention to. And what you pay attention to ultimately shapes your results. Before you go, I'd like to leave you with one final question. What is costing you the most time as a leader right now? Is it perfectionism? Is it difficulty delegating? Constant interruptions? Feeling responsibility for every problem yourself? Many leaders assume they have a time management problem when what they actually have is a leadership habit that's consuming their time. And that's exactly why I created the free What is Your Leadership Style quiz. In just a few minutes, you'll discover your dominant leadership style, the strengths that help you succeed, and the blind spots that may be creating unnecessary stress, overload, or bottlenecks for your team. You can take the quiz at aidforaidworkers.com/quiz. And if you found today's episode helpful, please share it with another humanitarian or development or NGO leader who could benefit from getting more done with less stress. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you again next week. Until then, keep evolving. Bye for now.